On behalf of the chair, Senator Moody.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Appreciate all of you being here. It's never an easy thing to sit and stand for questions among all of my esteemed colleagues. Thank you very much, and thank you to your families. I often find these are harder on our families than it is on the folks taking the incoming questions. So thank you very much. Each of you comes with a unique background and indeed experience and expertise in the jobs that President Trump and our nation is asking you to take on. I know you could probably make a lot more money in the private sector, and I am always inspired by people who are willing to take a time out of their private practices or other endeavors that may bring them more pecuniary gain to serve this nation. And I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we are at a time where we have an incoming administration that is having to marshal resources to deal with a mess and a dangerous situation like we have never seen, maybe outside wars. We are having to not only human resources, but the financing to deal with one of the largest influxes of folks surging into this nation. Some say 11 million, some say up to 20 million. If you take the more conservative number, that's more than the population in 42 of our states. Most of those were barely vetted. Many of them, we don't know what their backgrounds are. Many have proven to be really dangerous criminals, leading to rapes, murders, robberies, aggravated assaults. I could go on and on and on. I saw it firsthand as Florida's Attorney General and fought very hard to stop what was happening. But it became very clear that there was an intentional destruction of any semblance of security at our border. We saw this because we saw known people on the terrorist watch list and other criminals that we later found, and it was a cover-up. We had both administration, our president, a secretary putting in charge of DHS say our border was secure the whole time. So now you come in at a time where you are going to have to use the law to help remedy what we are faced with. And I am grateful for a president that came in and has tried as fast as possible to remedy the situation that we as America find ourselves in. But you are going to have to deal with what's left by somebody who's supposed to be a commander-in-chief protecting this nation. This morning, I introduced an expedited removal of Criminal Aliens Act. This has been getting a lot of attention because you have an administration trying to use what law is available to them, some as far back as the Alien Enemies Act. But you have to use, I think that was in the 1700s, and people are criticizing them for that, but we are in historic, unprecedented time. So you have to use the tools that are available to you to protect this nation and its people. As the courts are trying to figure out what that looks like, many are frustrated because it appears so many of these district courts are trying to stymie this president and indeed what you will be charged with of delivering a remedy, a recovery, and the protection of our people. But in the meantime, we need to start moving here in Congress to ensure an expedited process to get these dangerous people out of here. I'm going to start with you. The person that I had the privilege of introducing, Mr. Edlow, is an act like this needed and it can be useful to this administration?
Senator, first of all, thank you so much for the kind introduction. I greatly appreciate it. I'm aware of your legislation. I look forward to, if confirmed, working with you and with our departmental partners to see it move forward. I think it's absolutely necessary.
And as a result of all of the litigation around the nation, it is often said by some of my colleagues on the other side of the aisle that they point out that this administration has had more orders against them. As we are trying to show, this is probably because these nationwide injunctions and other decisions are certain courts trying to stymie this administration and being effective and delivering on promises to the American people to secure this nation again. One might say this shouldn't be surprising because you have an administration that's doing their job and using the law on the books in a way we haven't had to use them before because of the unprecedented, dangerous, reckless, irresponsible, some would say criminal actions of the last administration. Would you agree, Mr. Woodward?
Senator, thank you for taking the opportunity to meet with me. And as you and I discussed, I do agree. I'm very passionate about that. There is a tremendous amount of litigation in the courts right now because President Trump is doing a tremendous amount. He's being challenged, but he is also asserting his Article 2 powers in a way that no president has ever done before.
Or had to do.
Or had to do. And so, if confirmed, I look forward to assisting the president and professionally litigating and defending his exercise of those Article 2 powers as often as is needed.
On behalf of the chair, Senator Schiff.
Thank you,